What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we hop in, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, hit that thumbs up button for me. Greatly appreciate it. So let's hop into this thing. I am ecstatic to get into this guy. Couple of items that I have never checked out from a company that I'm a huge fan of. So let's see what we got in here. Ooh, looking good. Looking real good. So, we have a couple of big idea design items. Let's do this one first. Let's see what we got here. They have some amazing products, guys. Big idea design. And I have a couple of their pens. They've expanded into quite a few other things, actually. They have some different bit drivers. They have watches now. What else do they got? Do they have a backpack, I think, or something I saw? They have quite a catalog going over there. And I've been in contact with them. And they decided to send a couple of things over for me to take a look at, test out, review type of a deal. And since I never checked any of their bit drivers out, I have several of their pens and their TPT slide. I never had any of their bit drivers. So that is what we opted for here. And this guy is going to be the Bit Bar Inline. And this thing looks extremely interesting, guys. So this thing has the ability to house several different bits in it. It has the ability to be used like a T, so you can get a lot of torque on it. It has the ability to be used like a right angle driver, or you can flip it around and use it as a standard screwdriver. And the other awesome thing is this bad boy houses 3 bits within itself. So I am going to opt to throw this guy in because I need Torx bits with me at all times. I have buckets in my truck full of Phillips heads and flathead screwdrivers. I don't need to have something quite like this with a flathead and Phillips head in it. So we're going to throw this guy. What is this? Is this a 10? Is it a 10? Do we have any 10s laying around here? 10. So this is what? So this is a 8. Maybe this isn't a 10. Is that a Torx? So they only go in one way. And in order to, I don't know if you can push on them through there. So, okay, I see. There's little ridges there that keep them. Oh, yeah, nice. Those really, those magnets really pull them in. Now, I'm not quite sure what the easiest way is to get them in and out. But, man, that's some very good retention. And this is a nice little package right here. Nice little titanium body. This is grade 5 titanium. We have a nice titanium pocket clip here as well with the Big Idea Design logo there, the TI, which is awesome. I love that little TI. And then you can flip this guy around, and that will be kind of the closed up look, if you will. This thing is awesome. And I can't remember if this one, I think this one, yeah, okay, there it says. This one has a patent pending, but these guys have patents on several of their items, and it's awesome to see what they're doing over there and what they're bringing kind of to the table, so to speak. Yeah, that's the right way, isn't it? Oh, okay, there it goes. Yeah, yeah. And if you wanted to, I don't know why you would, but you could potentially, I don't know if that would make a difference. If you wanted to put this guy in here and only keep 2 bits with you. Yeah, so it's not going to make a difference. So you almost might as well keep that 3rd bit with you. And then you can kind of see it poking up there on the butt end of this thing. This thing is awesome. And it's not a big footprint either, guys. This thing is, we'll do the widest part. So we're looking at less than a 1/2 inch for your width here. And then as far as your total length, when it's closed, of course, we're looking at about 4 1/4. So this will basically fit in a lot of different pouches. If you wanted to go that route with it, this would also go into the pocket very easily, especially with that nice deep carry clip. Let's see what we have for the other box here. This is going to be the bit bar, and this looks equally as impressive, if not even a little more so. So this is the bit bar, grade 5 titanium. Let's see what we got here. We got a little seal, which is a nice touch, letting us know these have been kind of checked and not tampered with after kind of they've been through the check, the QC check. We got a thank you card and another sticker. Nice little touch. And we have a nice little slip here. And that's the other thing is the TPT slide. That comes with a nice little clip as well. Oh, yeah. Look at this, guys. Woo! So I decided to go with... So I could pick any number of items. And I decided to go with these couple. And they have an updated version of this that uses this slide button, right? But I thought this. They're about the same size. Now, I think the newer one does hold a few extra bits, maybe. I could be wrong on that end. But I think it does hold a few extra bits. And then it comes with this, which is a nice little touch in itself. And then can you do... I could have swore, maybe I'm thinking of this guy here with that right angle. For some reason, I thought there was like a side one, but it's straight on. And this thing's awesome. We have a nice titanium body here. We'll check the dimensions real quick before we dive into this guy here. So this one's going to be a little bit shorter than this guy here, but it's going to be a little bit wider. So, you know, there's going to be pros and cons to both. But the main thing that this guy has, so you're looking at, roughly here about 1 inch and a 1/16 or so for your width. And then as far as your thickness goes, you're looking at about 3/8 of an inch or so, roughly, guys. Now, this has a little different pocket clip here. It's a lower mounted type of pocket clip, but actually, yeah, it's still similar. Now, what this allows you to do is throw a lanyard on here if you wanted, or something of that nature, where this is more going to be... this is probably supposed to be more minimalistic, where this guy is going to house, look at all that. You get 8 bits in this bad boy. So you have a nice little set here where you could do You could do 6, T6, 8, 10, and a 15 if you wanted to. Then you could keep, you know, the most common Phillips and flat. And then you could keep a 20 in here if you wanted. You could basically keep every Torx bit in this in order to take care of, like, what, 95% of all pocket knives, utility knives, multi-tools, that sort of thing. You could basically cover everything, plus have, you know, your standard Phillips and flathead in here, along with an extra bit or two. And you have all that right in your hand. And the nice thing about this guy is that it's not so dainty. That's nice. Nice retention. Yeah, those those ain't going anywhere. That's nice. I like this. See, this one's a little bit more affordable than the newer one, but that slide button, and I'm sure it works really well. But I figured the way this is done, this type of mechanism opposed to a button that you slide, I figured this would basically be foolproof. I mean, this will be able to do this for a lot longer, in my opinion, than something that you slide. It's like a push button that you slide to the side and it'll pop the bits out. This one is you push on the bar and it pops them out. So I just felt like this was a more suitable option for longer term. Now, I don't know that about the newer one, that it wouldn't last as long, or maybe it would last longer. But that was just kind of my thoughts on it initially when, you know, picking these out. Now, the cool thing is this is wide enough and tall enough that even if you have, you know, good-sized hands, you'll be able to get a nice purchase on this thing. If you had to really torque down or whatever, you would be able to do that with this guy because you can get your whole hand on it, and it's thick enough that you can get a good, solid purchase on this guy. You know, now if something's that tight, I don't know that you want to, you know, be dealing with it with something like this. You might need some heat and so on and so forth. But that's a 10, that's an 8. But this thing, so this is how this comes, is, you know, you get your 8 different bits here. You get the actual driver, of course. You get the pocket clip, and you get the slip here, which this guy would slide down in. I don't know if the pocket clip would stick out or not. And then this guy, would this go down first like this maybe? Probably don't matter much. But that gives you, that's a 1/4 inch extension there. And that's going to give you a little bit more capability there. And then you can attach a lanyard there if you wanted, or you can run it through the belt, or you can just drop this in your front or back pocket. And you got quite a bit of capability here. Let me see if I can get my big old hands in here to get it out. But yeah, this sheath is a nice touch with this driver. Can't get my fingies in there, man. It's tight. It's tight. That'll be a little easier. Yeah, that's nice. This is those guys, I tell you what, at Big Idea Design, if nothing else, they are a creative group. The guys that run Big Idea Design, they're coming up with some fantastic everyday carry items, from pens and utility knives, utility blades, to different bit drivers. I think they have like 4 different bit drivers now, 4 different styles of bit drivers. They got a plethora of different styles of pens, clickers, bolt actions, twist, I think they even came out with a new mechanical pencil. So they're really, I think they even have a folder in the works, or it already came out, one of the two. But they're really doing some good work over there. And I just, they do a fantastic job. And I contemplated getting just one of these or the other and getting a pry bar. But at the end of the day, I have a bunch of pry bars. Now, I have different bit drivers too, but not very many. And I just thought these two would be so much more useful in my situation, you know, for my cause and what I'm doing. You know, one of these is probably going to stay right here at the table, and I'm going to use it here. And then this one's probably going to go in some sort of pouch that I keep with me. Now, I did want to bring out just a couple of other items that I'm a huge fan of. This is the updated TPT slide. So this has a pocket clip, little pry bar end, a very nice piece of equipment right here. I love this little thing. Made out of solid titanium, and then I threw a titanium coated blade in there, but this locks in nicely. The TPT slide, and then I think they have another one that came out before this. Can't remember what it's called, but it's very similar. But I don't think it has the pocket clip. It's a little different. I don't want to say one way or the other. And then here is the very first premium pen that I ever bought. Big Idea Design Pocket Pen Pro. I actually have two of these now. That's how much I love this pen. This one actually has a refill in it. I can't remember if it's a Schmidt or a G2, but I wanted to make it a little longer than when it typically or originally comes. Now I have the other one that I left the standard refill in, and that, you know, shrinks it down about an inch or so, and I keep that in various pouches. So here is a nice little kind of display of what Big Idea Design does over there. And like I said, guys, they do a fantastic job. I love the look that they're going for, this kind of bead blasted tie with the nice clean logo. And I opted for these two. They do DLC now as well, and I almost had those ones and was going to get those ones, and I was like, you know what, everything else I have is the gray bead blast style, so I'm going to just stick with that and kind of run with it. Now I do have a copper pen from them that's kind of like a mini copper pen. Works very good. It's very small, but you know, you guys are used to that type of thing. But huge shout out to Big Idea Design for sending this stuff in. We'll be featuring these a lot in the on the channel, because they're bit drivers, and we're going to be using them on and off, you know, throughout the videos, daily, weekly type of a deal. And like I said, I'm going to find a nice home for this one. I need to find some different bits for this guy, and then once I get the bit situation figured out, this will be going in one of my ARC pouches or something of that nature, and that'll be a nice little addition to those kits. Definitely some solid stuff coming from Big Idea Design. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comments. I'll do my best to answer them. You know, this is something I would have no problem throwing in my pocket or a pouch and then in my pocket. This definitely could, you know, definitely. It is a little heavier because you have a solid big old titanium slab here, and then you have 8 bits in here, and you could potentially house 9 if you wanted to keep 8 here and 1 in it and then drop it in the pocket. You could do that for sure, but with all the bits, and you know, you could definitely throw this in your pocket. I mean, it's not much heavier than, you know, a little bit bigger of a pocket knife or a fixed blade, so you know, if you're asking that question, yeah, I don't see why not that you couldn't pocket either one of these. This one's a little bit more weighty, like I said, but it has a lot more capability as well. You know, with the 8 different bits, that's a kind of a game changer. You'll be able to take care of quite a bit more when it comes to certain tasks than this guy would. But huge shout out to Big Idea Design for sending this stuff over for me to take a look at. We'll be putting this stuff to good use. We can do a follow-up video here in the coming weeks on how the stuff is doing, that sort of thing, and we'll touch on kind of like a review for both these items. And we could even throw in the TPT slide here and talk about it for a little bit, because that really hasn't been featured on the channel much. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'll link these products and Big Idea Design down in the description. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're new here or you are been here before and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below the video. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.